Hi, this video is going to be about all the signs and the healing that occurred before, during and after my hysterectomy. I think it was around maybe a month before my surgery date I decided to make a group on Facebook which I called Dylan's Surgery Healing Group. I think I added maybe between 30 and 40 people to that group whom I knew would appreciate the spiritual aspect of my transition, and people that also understood the idea of sending healing, positive vibes and energy to people when they need it. So for weeks leading up to my surgery, people posted inspirational pictures, quotes, whatever, especially Sherry, so thank you Sherry for posting so many things. In fact, I think she posted every single day, which is quite a commitment to the cause. So that made me feel really supported. I often posted statuses in there. I shared some of the videos from here in that group so people could understand where I was coming from in terms of transition and also the spiritual aspect of that. So all of that kind of stood me in good stead for surgery because I felt so supported. Also leading up to surgery, I went to a Mind, Body and Spirit event. I had a tarot reading done, and one of the first things she said to me, and she wrote it down on a card which I've got on my dresser, was "You will merge the change," which I found really interesting because it fitted in perfectly. Obviously she had no idea what was going on in my life. So yeah, plenty of good stuff went on. The week before I had my surgery, I went and had full body massage with aromatherapy and Reiki from my friend Andrea. I was also treated to a jacuzzi bath there, and her partner Mark makes amazing food, so I was treated to good food too. Also met one of their friends, Beryl, who I clicked with straight away. She's one of the crew, mission wise, that's how it feels. So I was feeling quite comforted and quite confident about things. So I mentioned in my walkthrough video, I don't know if you've watched that or not, that the day before surgery I took part in a play which was put together by a drama group that I was in, which was funded by Flinch Your Mind, the mental health charity, and we put together a production which dealt with the idea of the stigma around having mental health issues, and quite I played the lead role in this play, and quite a poignant kind of important part of the whole production was where I'd been wearing a mask throughout the whole play, and at this point in the play I take down my mask and I had lines which were something like, "I am me, I am the parts you can and can't see, I am tired of saying I'm fine when you ask, I am tired of wearing this mask," which I actually wrote myself. I was quite impressed with. And that was quite symbolic for me, especially because the play was the day before my surgery. I consider the hysterectomy to be the line drawn under my transition for now, maybe. But it's a big deal, and I've been very open about my transition lately. I've been very open on Facebook. I've been very open in the way that I want people to be able to understand, and that if they come across another person who's transitioning, they will have already understood where they're coming from, because I will have explained and introduced people to that idea, that concept already. So the fact that I'd been really open and that my hysterectomy was coming up the next day was quite interesting for me to take this mask off in this play and to really show my true self. So it was almost like playing out my life in this play. So moving on to the actual day of the surgery, I woke up feeling fairly calm. I wasn't worried too much, other than making sure that I didn't eat anything or drink after a certain time, making sure that I had everything that I needed, like the letters and things that I needed for the hospital. When we got to the hospital, we parked in the car park. We stepped out of the car. Wayne found a key, which at the time I didn't think anything of. I thought someone's dropped a key, and I wasn't really thinking symbolically at that time. I walked across the car park and I happened to glance down and I saw a gold feather. So I picked the feather up. It had been part of a necklace or an earring or something. It was sprayed gold. Obviously it wasn't a real gold feather, but symbolically, like, I knew that meant something. So I posted that on Facebook, and my best friend posted what the meaning of that was in a comment. And I think the meaning that we came up with was, so you see, feathers mean a lot to Native American tribes. A feather isn't just something that falls out of a bird, it means much more. It symbolises trust, honour, strength, wisdom, power, freedom, and many more things. To be given one of these is to be hand-picked out of the rest of the men in the tribe. It's like getting a gift from a high official. If any Indian is given golden or bald eagle feathers, it is one of the most rewarding items they can ever be handed. So they believe it's a symbol from above, and also says that you must take care of this feather. It's to be hung up in your home. It's a reminder of how to behave with honour. And it says the only way an Indian can actually get one of these feathers is by doing a brave deed, like fighting off a bear or going up against the enemy. They were never allowed to wear the feather until they went in front of their tribal court and retold the story of their victory. It was at this time that they were allowed to put it in their headpiece. Only chieftains, warriors and braves have ever been awarded this special gift. The next time you see eagle feathers in a headdress, think about how they were earned. Thinking about that now, I haven't displayed my feather yet, so maybe this is the recounting of the tale, or the walkthrough that I just made, the video that I just made, is the recounting of that tale. So yeah, that's quite an honour, really. Also, feathers have come to be quite special to me in the past year. Someone that I met last year mentioned them as being a sign from the angels, so I held on to that. And someone else that I've met recently has become quite important to me. Feathers are one of her symbols, so I had asked that person to visualise being with me through the surgery, and when I found the feather, I felt as though she was there, and also that I was protected. Something else that happened, I'd been thinking, manifesting the idea of having a nurse there that would really make me feel comfortable and at home, someone that would really guide me or protect me. And the second nurse that I saw that morning, who took me down to theatre, was someone that I went to school with, that I already knew and that I felt safe with. Another thing that I had manifested, or been manifesting, was that I wanted my own room. I didn't want to be on a ward with other people. I can get quite anxious in some social situations, and I think I'd have felt very self-conscious being in a gown around other people, which is kind of a leftover byproduct from the dysphoria that I've had all my life. So I ended up having my own room with a fan and a TV. So that worked out cool. I'd posted a status on Facebook that morning saying that I was on my way into hospital, and like over 30 people had sent me their best wishes, said they were sending me healing, they were thinking of me. It was quite overwhelming, really, the amount of people that were sending me positive vibes. When I went down to theatre and they checked my blood pressure and my heart rate was incredibly calm. I think it was like 60 something, which is my average heart rate. So that was pretty interesting. I thought, wow, I wasn't even expecting myself to be this calm. Apparently during surgery I hardly bled at all. 100 millilitres of blood was all that I lost. A drain wasn't needed to drain the blood away afterwards. I was told to expect bleeding from down below afterwards and would have to wear protection for that. I wore protection for 1 day and no blood, and I've had no bleeding since. My wound began to heal really quickly and looked not too bad at all. Apart from the stitches, it looks okay now. I had minimal pain. I felt protected throughout the whole experience. I felt positive. My friend Hazel bought me a present, which was a frog wind chime, and I looked up the meaning of the frog, and that was to take care of yourself and to take it easy. There were other things as well, so it's to do with creativity and the water and emotions and things like that, which all fitted in. Another friend, Amanda, bought me a snail, and we both knew the significance of that is to take it easy. So I really appreciate the presents I was given, because they're quite symbolic in themselves. Yeah, I was able to get up and walk around quite early on. Didn't realise that I'm not really supposed to walk for longer than 5 minutes or stand for longer than 5 minutes, but I was actually walking through the hospital, going down, standing by the main entrance to get some air, and walking all the way back up again. And I felt okay, and I've felt fine since. So yeah, great to be protected and loved and supported, and interesting for me to actually open myself up to that for the first time in my life, because I've been so fiercely independent as an Aries, triple Aries. It feels good, and I know that there are a lot of good things coming, but I need to chill for a couple of months and gather my energy, gather my thoughts, gather my inspiration, come up with some ideas, and get on with it and start living the rest of my life. So thanks for watching, and I will be making a video again soon. Bye.